let's talk about confidence. Welcome back to another episode of Sundays with Sierra. So being confident is something that I have definitely struggled with, and I am still working on it today. So I figured I'd share some tips and tricks and just my experience overall that'll hopefully help some other people. So to start off, one thing that I learned is that being confident is not something that will just happen when you say, I'm going to start being confident. You have to develop the trait over time, and it takes work and effort and conscious thought. So you can't just expect yourself to be this confident, amazing person the day after you decide that you want to change the way you assert yourself in life. So for me, you have to try not, you just can't. You can't let other people's opinions of you take you down, and that is a constant battle. You have to take what they're saying or their thoughts and turn it into something you can use to motivate yourself. And it's not easy. It's really difficult to just reframe your thinking and change how you interpret what other people say. So one thing that I like to do is just pretend that I'm talking to myself like any other friend, like I would to any other friend. So if you wouldn't say something to someone else that is rude or hurtful or will take you down, don't say it to yourself. It's really the way you talk to yourself that will help you become more confident. You need to be kind to yourself. That is really the main gist of it. So be kind to yourself and be your own best friend. Support yourself like you would anybody else, and that is just step one. Also, you need to understand that being confident doesn't make you any less valuable or any less great. Being confident will make you more great. And being confident is not the same as being cocky. You just have to know the difference and where the line needs to be drawn, because some people may think that you're full of yourself, but there's a difference between being so full of yourself and thinking you're so much greater than you are and realizing how great you are and what you're capable of and your potential. Because not being confident in yourself, that gap is going to hold you back from your full potential and what you're able to do. One thing that I definitely do and has helped me so much is faking it till you make it. You literally just have to act like you're confident in yourself. You have to act like you trust yourself, and then other people will believe, oh my gosh, look at her, she's doing all these things and she believes in herself because she knows she can do it already. Even if you literally are scared to death and think you're gonna fail, or if you have a speech in front of people and you are so nervous about it, just kind of think about how someone you admire would do that speech. That's also one thing I do. Who do you look up to and how do they act? You kind of have to embody them until you're able to just do that on your own because that's natural. So embody your role model, or just embody your role model, like the way that they act and the way that this person you look up to handles situations. Take that and do that. That's also part of faking it till you make it, because eventually you will just do it on your own. You will not need that other inspiration because you'll already trust yourself. Like, again, going back to presenting in class, you're probably going to be terrified and scared, because I know I am. But when I think about how I want to present and what I want to do, and how well I would like to whatever, or how well I would like to speak and how loud I need to be. I've also taken past experiences and learn from that. Like, if you talk too quietly, that's one thing I do, is to just speak louder and to always be louder than you think you are, if that's something that is your weak spot. And for me, also, the last time I had a speaking presentation, I stuttered over one word, and I had the word 2 times in my presentation, and both times I stuttered, but I didn't stop. So the key is to just kind of keep going. That's what confidence is. Not freaking out and panicking, just going along as if that was the plan, as if you were supposed to say it that way. That's what being confident is. You're faking it until you get through it. And soon enough, you won't need to fake it anymore. It'll just be your natural persona and personality. That's kind of, I guess that's what it is. It's a little bit of a persona switch, and then it becomes your actual personality. In general, for me, being confident is literally just speaking louder and asserting myself in situations and not backing out, like not trying to make myself less than other people because I wasn't confident or trusting my own worth. You have to know and recognize your worth, and the second you do that, the second you say, oh, I'm all that, and a bag of chips, you'll be fine. You will be so great, and you'll be able to walk into a room and just be relaxed and calm because you already trust yourself. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you learn, and anybody can learn it. Everybody is trying to be more confident, and honestly, I think I've said this in my other videos, but not everyone, no one actually, is criticizing your every move the way that you are, and that will really destroy your confidence. If you go back from every situation, every conversation, and just criticize and critique, tear apart every little thing you said or the way you acted, you're not going to move forward at all. And that's something I've had to learn. Like, don't tear yourself apart because you said something wrong, or because you didn't do as great as you thought you would. You kind of have to you have to turn everything into a lesson and learn from it, and the second you can learn from whatever it is and say, okay, next time I'm going to do this, and next time you do that, you're already building the steps and the blocks or whatever. You're already so much closer to your preferred level of confidence. That's different for everybody. So you can't just expect, you really can't expect yourself to be perfect. I can't say that enough. That's something I definitely still work on every day, but even in the past year, I've seen myself grow so much, and it's really just from changing my mindset and having a role model to look up to. If it's like a celebrity or a TV show character or a family member, like having someone to look up to and be your like guide is gonna help. And it does, trust me. You just have to act like the person you want to become, and I think I've said this before as well, but it will help you. And for confidence wise, I have a few role models, I guess. So obviously my big sister, and there's also a few like YouTubers like Nicole Leno, Tara Yummy, I love her so much. And then from my all-time favorite TV show, Gossip Girl, there's Blair Waldorf. It doesn't have to be an actual, like, person. It can be a character from a show or, I don't know, cartoon character or anything. And if you just like the way they act and that's how you want to act, use it as your draft, basically, or your blueprint, I guess it's a better word for it. that person can become your blueprint. It's that simple. But it takes time. So do not rush it, and you will see some growth. Not just some growth, you will see a lot of growth. The second you just decide, okay, I'm not going to think about what other people are saying, because most of the time you're creating narratives that other people are thinking about. Like you think that someone else might be like, oh my gosh, why did she do that? Or wow, that was weird. And even if they do, it doesn't matter, because is their opinion really that important? Are they deciding your life? Are they choosing your happiness for you? Are you gonna let them decide how happy you are or how your day goes, just because they might have thought something about you that probably didn't even cross their mind? No, you're not. You're going to be confident, and you're going to trust that even if you do something so totally embarrassing, gosh, there's something in my eye. Even if you do something so totally embarrassing, you're just going to be like, oh wow, laugh it off. Keep going. The second you sit and assess every single thing you do, every awkward encounter you have, or anything, if you sit with it for too long, you're going to ruin it. And you're going to make it destroy your day, and then there's a whole day wasted. Because you couldn't stop thinking about something that is so small and honestly irrelevant. Just focus on the things that will add to your happiness and not take away. Obviously, if something crazy happens, just learn from it and say, wow, that was crazy. And then say, oh, let me do this differently next time, like I've said before. And honestly, that's me all the time. Like, I have so many embarrassing moments, but I literally just laugh it off now, and I'm honestly so much happier. I can say that. Like, just not caring will help you. And that doesn't mean don't care about anything at all ever, but not caring about what other people have to say, and not caring about how they may view you, and really just things you need to care about, or how you view yourself, because that's the only thing that matters. If you don't love yourself and you don't care about yourself, you're not going to be confident, and you're just not going to be a happy person. And who wants to be on this earth for years and years and years not loving themselves? I wouldn't want to if I didn't love myself, and some people may think you're full of yourself, and if they do, they just might not be as confident as you, and they might struggle with that. Maybe you are full of yourself, but honestly, who cares? I know I just said know the difference between being cocky and confident, but sometimes it's okay. Probably not. I probably shouldn't say that, but just know who you are and trust that even if you're trying to figure out who you are and what you like and what you want to do, it'll come with time. But in that time, you need to have some self-love and kindness and trust. Trust yourself. Can't tell myself or anyone else this enough. Trust yourself. Basically, the main takeaways from this video, I'm sure there will be multiple parts to this, but trust yourself, become your own best friend. You kind of have to just say screw that to everyone else's opinions and understand that you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. Do you really want to live with someone who is constantly criticizing themselves? Who's constantly saying, oh my god, you did this wrong, you need to fix this, oh my gosh. Just accept that you're not perfect and you never will be. And that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay to not be perfect. You will learn from any mistakes you make or whatever you consider a mistake, because really it's just helping you in the long run. You will learn from it and you'll change what you do in the next situation, or it'll just be a lesson. And do not be less confident in yourself because you think you are less than others and you don't want to outshine anybody, or you don't want to be too much. You should be too much. You deserve to be too much. Okay? And Fake it till you make it, girl. That will help you so much. So I hope this helps you find some confidence in yourself. And I know I just really rambled for however long this was, but hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya!